You might think being the smartest person in the room is your greatest advantage, but if you display that brilliance too brightly, you are far more likely to be swallowed whole by the person standing right behind you. We refer to this person as the master, but they rarely wear a crown. It is your manager, your senior partner, your academic advisor, anyone sitting above you in a hierarchy who expects a certain level of deference and respect. Why is it that doing exceptional work, solving problems quickly, and driving real results so frequently leads to resentment rather than a promotion? Because authority is rarely a logical construct. It is deeply, intensely emotional. Surviving a hierarchical system requires actively managing the fragile emotional state of the person who holds power over you. In 1661, the French finance minister Nicolas Fouquet attempted to secure his political position by throwing a grand party for King Louis XIV. He spared absolutely no expense. Fouquet hired the greatest architects and chefs in Europe, orchestrating a night of fireworks and extravagance that objectively outclassed the king's own royal estates. Fouquet thought he was cementing his status as a valuable, loyal asset. But as Louis surveyed the golden plates and the awestruck nobility, he did not feel honored. He perceived a glaring threat to his supremacy. Within weeks, the king's musketeers arrested Fouquet. The man who threw the greatest party in France spent the remainder of his life locked in a solitary prison cell. His intentions meant absolutely nothing. The exact moment Fouquet's undeniable talent made the man above him feel small, his brilliance became a lethal liability. This dynamic is driven by what psychologists call ego defense mechanisms. These are unconscious mental strategies individuals use to protect their self-image from anxiety and external threats. In this hierarchy diagram, as a person reaches the top node, internal supports fracture and glow red. Because of this instability, when a sharp beam of light shoots upward from a highly capable subordinate, the vulnerable top node violently recoils. It registers as an attack. You see this exact structural reaction in modern environments. A university student publicly corrects a professor's minor error during a lecture. A junior developer optimizes a codebase faster than the senior engineer who wrote it. The threat response is immediate. Because their reaction to being overshadowed is entirely emotional, providing logical explanations of your good work will never save you from their quiet retaliation. The trap you are most likely to fall into is unintentional superiority. You do not have to throw a multi-million-dollar banquet to cross the line. Simply receiving a round of applause from the wider team or dominating a casual meeting with your expertise is enough to trigger the alarm. The consequences are rarely visible up front. Instead, you are systematically sidelined. Key information stops reaching your desk, prime assignments go to less competent peers, and the doors close on your upward mobility. The ecosystem of a hierarchy cannot distinguish between naive enthusiasm and a calculated coup. It punishes accidental outshining with the exact same severity as a deliberate attack. Ignorance of your own radiance makes you the perfect prey in a system governed entirely by fragile egos. Surviving this ecosystem requires an operational strategy known as controlled brilliance. This flowchart illustrates the first tactical maneuver. Instead of the small lower circle sending output directly to the finish line, the arrow redirects through the larger upper circle. You funnel the credit upward, making your boss believe their leadership was the engine of your success. The second tactic is actively asking for their guidance, even when you already have the answer. Soliciting their advice neutralizes their paranoia and feeds their need for control. Finally, you must hide your full strength. Your intelligence should always appear effortless and supportive, acting as a quiet foundation for their authority, rather than a competing force. You are not dimming your actual intelligence. You are manipulating perception, ensuring the master feels completely invincible while you operate safely from the shadows. In the rigid, dangerous structures of a hierarchy, drawing all the attention to yourself is a fatal miscalculation. You must willingly step back and let the person above you enjoy the spotlight, because ultimate power does not belong to the brightest person in the room. It belongs to the one who knows exactly